What's up, y'all? Welcome to Lust. Let us speak truth. We got the crew on here. What's up, peoples?
Hey,
Trap,
Hello, hello,
really?
hello.
Really,
What happened?
Cocksmith?
is that
Yes,
his name today, Coxman?
Cocksmith.
yes.
Can't
I can't.
stand
I
him.
can't.
Put your pinky out. Let him know. Put your pinky fingers in the air like Bruno.
I can't. Where's your mug? Where's your Lust mug?
It's actually in the cabinet.
You need to get it. Shit.
Yeah,
He's a sophisticated man with a mason jar, Nick. Stop messing up his vibe.
I know.
if
I
you can look at
know.
the
He drinks
reflection in
ice
the camera,
water out of his
it's
mason
so
jar.
cold. It is so cold.
Put
The
your pinky
moonshine is
out.
so cold.
It's
Did you
moonshine.
did you say moonshine?
Yeah, this is peach
Oh,
moonshine. It's so cold that it's got the bottom of the glass frosted.
I can't.
And
I
you can't
can't.
see that in your coffee mug, can you?
Mm-mm,
Nope.
That's the why
mm-mm.
you can't drink out
But
of it. See,
but
I
what I
know what I'm
do
saying.
see is lust. Let us speak truth. I see
Let us
truth. I
speak
see
Did
freedom
you
and
send the
I
link to
see
roll?
power and I see this and it's personally made by yours truly.
Oh,
It
it's
was.
quality.
It's a good
My,
quality.
my baby girl,
Listen,
she drinks hot chocolate out of it.
I love her. I love her. Tell her I love her.
Mm.
Okay, y'all.
Do you do oversized coffee mugs?
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna order some. Then you know that's like really my jam. I love oversized coffee mugs.
Why can I only see your nose and your eyes, Tootie? Scoot back.
Oh,
There you
here.
go. I don't see the titty
Okay.
fishes.
The what?
You gonna see these
The
titties?
titty, we don't see the titty fishes.
I ain't
Yeah,
seen.
that
Oh
that
my
you
goodness, I
know
feel
that's Tootie's
violated.
stance.
Trav, you owe me $1,000.
Look, okay, y'all.
That better?
The- Look,
I'm just saying.
I can't. Y'all, we don't even have a topic tonight, but I wanted to come on here and I want to urge people to vote. So I had a call from my cousin Jason, and he
Okay.
says he don't vote because his vote doesn't matter.
And I mean, I think they sell it to people too. Like,
I
if you
mean,
don't, not voting is still making a choice. So you have to choose one way or the other.
hold on, here comes Greg. We're gonna talk about it. Um, uh, Greg, I don't see you. Hold on, the audio's connected. But when he said that to me, okay, so there's a story behind that.
Right?
I don't know what Greg is. Greg, what are you doing?
It's funny you say that about the whole thing because there's a lot of people that feel like that.
Yeah.
And there was a line from an Outcast song, and he
Mhm.
said, uh, "Ain't nobody running but crackers, so why I got to register? I got thinking of better shit to do with my time." And a lot of people feel like, what the hell? It doesn't affect me, but it does. But your local elections affect you more
Mhm.
than the presidential. My thing is, Obama's out and he wants men. He's saying men should whatever. My question to Obama is this: where are you at when all the other men are going through all the other situations and pain and all that?
You said that about Obama?
He,
Turn
yeah,
your
he's
phone,
saying
Greg. Turn your phone.
Obama's saying he's telling. What's up, Greg?
What's up? What's up?
Greg,
What's up?
How you been, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Good to see you.
You too, bro.
you too. How
Okay,
you doing?
Greg's. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, I was just
So,
speaking.
Yes.
so,
So we
so,
talk about people to vote. We want people to vote. So I got on the phone with my cousin yesterday and he said he don't vote. And he said he's just a number. And the electoral vote is really what matters. So he don't vote.
And they
However,
need to get rid of that. I think the electoral college needs to be destroyed and they used to need to do popular votes. That
I
is
do you know?
absolutely
Do
ridiculous.
you know where that came from?
Yeah,
uh-uh.
that's how they maintain, like they put they put the highest counts of electoral votes in the slave states.
That was
Um,
slavery. It was off of
yeah,
slavery.
absolutely.
So
Mm-hmm.
where a black man was considered 1/8 of a man, if you had more slaves,
Hmm.
that how could that even be in modern times?
And that should have been destroyed long ago. Electoral votes, they don't do a damn thing for
Why
anybody
why
but
is
help them
that
steal elections.
why is that the main vote that matters? That I've never understood that.
Because that's just the way it's still kind of controlling it the way that they want to. See, that's how Trump got it the last time because he went for electoral votes and not popular votes because he knew
Well,
he needed the electoral
no,
votes to
no,
win.
but electoral vote, popular vote only matters in every other election aside from
Right.
presidential, from my
Except for
understanding.
presidential.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes.
So if
so
if you vote for your council and your mayor and your, all the things in your
all
city,
popular vote.
That's our
That's
popular vote.
all
that
Electoral
popular,
college only works in presidential elections.
Exactly.
so
which was
how many
created off of slavery.
how many of y'all vote for your city, your internal things? Like how many
I
I
vote for
do.
everything.
I do.
you do? Okay, you do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I vote for everything.
because
Okay.
there's and
As a
this
matter of fact, I'm so particular about voting that I have my voter's registration card. It's thumbtacked to my wall, so I always know where it is.
so you can never really say anything about your property tax, the things going up in your areas and all that, because they hold meetings.
Mm-hmm.
The judges in your county that are just sitting on a bench not doing anything, those people are voted in on a regular basis. And if you don't
So
do anything about it, you can't complain.
let's talk to the people that
Yep.
don't even know how to vote. What is the
Many
first
people don't know how
thing?
to vote.
Yeah, the younger generation, if they don't know how to vote, let's say they just registered and they're like, what's next?
You
I
have to
think
read.
Read.
um I
Yes.
think that should be
But
something that's like
what information do they get
Go
to
online.
read?
They can go online on their phone.
No,
And
online will feed you bullshit.
no, I mean to register.
so I don't
Oh
know
yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
like where y'all
Register.
are, but down here,
Mm-hmm.
they have a whole lot of people pushing people to register to vote. So they have all of these different teams and they attack different areas. I'm talking grocery stores, gas stations, high schools, colleges, everything. And they'll have these tablets and they sign people up to register them to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so when they do that, that's a push. And then they talk to you about voter rights and all of that kind of stuff. And I think that is so important because a lot of people have people in their family that feel like my vote don't mean nothing, so I'm not gonna do it. Well, not voting is still choosing, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
you got to choose between the lesser of two evils,
Mm-hmm.
you still got to choose something. So choosing not to vote, you still okay. You don't get to complain when you don't like what's happening. So I think when you have person to person contact, I think that makes more of an impact than just giving somebody a website
Yeah.
Right.
because you find people that this particular issue matters to, and it speaks volumes as opposed to it just being somebody because anybody can scan the QR code and text you a website or whatever the case may be. But when you actually get to talk to a person and ask those questions that you don't know or about things you don't understand or whatever the case may be, I think that makes more of an impact.
Okay.
Yes. And
So
I also think that even if you talk to someone, you need to fact check that person because there's a lot of people that's trying to pull trickery
Absolutely.
where they'll tell you things that are not true. You know what I mean? And if you know no better, then you will believe exactly what they're telling you. And that is definitely what's going on in you know in our communities every day, especially right now for this presidential election. I have heard so many lies about things and what people said happened that never even
we
happened.
can't hear you, Greg. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me, Nick?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you
Okay.
hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a lot of things that was said about people and candidates that's not even true.
Mm.
So, but if you're not able to, if you don't read, if you don't study your vote, then you will believe the lie that they're telling you and vote as if it was true.
Mm-hmm. So let
And
me ask you this. Trav, what's going on over there, Cocksmith? What the hell? So my question, okay, we know they don't teach that kind of stuff in school, right?
Right.
Hold on. Trav must have, oh my goodness. Hold on. I don't know what's happening. Um, do you think that they should teach well, let me go back. I don't think it's for kindergarten through 8th grade. I think at I think they should teach voting from 11th through college. Do y'all agree? Or do you think that's too young?
No, I mean, I think it's some validity to it. I think because they've erased so much stuff out of history books that they like erased the fact that slavery ever even existed. So I think that the earlier they know, the more they know that it gives them opportunity to make better decisions. So I'm all for teaching them early because the history books are trying to teach them so many lies that it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. I don't think that you got to teach them how to vote, but I remember being in junior high school, if I'm not mistaken, and we had my former ninth grade civics teacher. She's now a state representative for the state of Arkansas, but
Mhm.
she pushed politics. But we even used voting machines to vote for homecoming and stuff like that because she wanted us to know how to do it.
yeah,
But
and that's
at what age do you think that
I was
kids,
14.
okay, but what age do you think that kids should understand the voting for their city that they live in, you know, all of that? What age do you think that they should start?
I would say about that same age, 14, 16, you should have an idea of the way the process works by that age. I mean, even in grade school, when you have certain classes, they teach you about government. In
Yeah, because
high
we had a
school,
mock history. Yep.
yeah, and in high school, you should learn more about government and history, but at the same time, um, you know, apply that to your voting process and
Right.
what you need to know and the things that you need to understand about the voting process. The three branches of government, the simple things, you know,
Travis, get off your phone.
and then
Hold up, man.
when you turn 18, then you're able to say, okay, I can make an educated decision, for myself,
Hmm.
and long asking questions too, because still at the age you still can get some trickery,
Hmm.
but you make a somewhat conscious decision and be happy with it that you went through the process.
And this is my feeling. Like, hold on, whose womb? Whose womb?
I'm so sick of Travis.
I don't know what happened. He
I'm
he
tired
went
of him.
he went from womb. Really?
What
Okay.
is it?
He's womb now. I don't understand. But anyway,
I'm
so
ill
this
of
is
him and
my
his.
thing. You know when do they do
What's going on
drafting
with my?
now?
I can't. Y'all can't see me.
No, you got to hit your video.
What's going on? Oh, there it is.
So when kids get, they say that the males get drafted into the military at 18. They got to
Right.
register, they got to get drafted, right? So they're getting drafted. Do they do that anymore? Because I really
Mhm.
don't know. I
Yes.
haven't.
And young
Okay.
ladies are about to get drafted as well.
So when they're doing the drafting at 18 after high school, don't you think that in ninth grade they should learn what they're getting drafted into? Why they're required to be drafted? Go ahead, Toot.
So I remember in elementary school, it was the year that Jesse Jackson ran. I was in the second grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my school was, uh, I think for me, having black teachers made a whole lot of impact in a lot of things for me.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate, in second grade, they did a mock election, and we would get like 10 minutes in class every day, and they would talk about the speeches and whatever, whatever, to keep us abreast of what was going on. And we did a mock election at the school for that. And I was in the second grade.
Mhm.
So fast forward, ninth grade, I took civics. So civics, we learned the whole government, the all three branches, all of that kind of stuff in a matter of probably one semester. And
Mhm.
I had a black teacher who's now a state representative for the state of Arkansas. So we understood government from her perspective. But that I had teachers that taught my parents. And
Gotcha.
so I think with that, that was probably what made some of the things that I've learned and have done so much more impactful, because I had teachers that taught my parents, and I was fortunate enough to get some of them, but the ones that made a real impact in other people's lives too. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
she's definitely always been one who, she's never been quiet about what she thought. She's always advocating for the black kid, and I've always loved that about her. But she's also been a person who wants you to be informed. She don't try to sway you one way or the other. She wants you to make an informed decision about what's available before you
Mhm.
pick. And she always would say, not choosing is still choosing.
That's
But
right.
she pushed us to vote because she was like, somebody died so you could do it. So don't let their bloodshed be in vain. So I vote for
You know,
everything.
you know
So,
my irritation is now with the whole voting process. Well, let me say that. Let me take that back. With
mhm.
the Democratic Party, my irritation is that I think that they think because traditionally black people have always voted Democratic, that they feel like we're responsible to uphold them
Mhm.
because we don't know any better. Especially being from the South, myself.
Mhm.
Well, can I
Now,
interrupt you?
Hold on.
I
go
Hold
want
ahead.
on.
I
Hold
want
on,
to
baby.
interrupt you a second.
Hold on. Let him finish.
No,
Okay.
no, 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 no.
Well,
Go ahead, Greg.
yeah, I need to interrupt them because um, we only became a Democratic voting population as far as us as minority um, in the 40s.
Mm.
Before then, we were Republican based and voting that way.
That is 100% correct.
Yeah. So we made a change, and that's why some people to this day that don't know any better will say, I don't know.
You can't hear you, Greg. You went out again. You can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So people will say, I don't understand why y'all voting for those Democrats. We all been Republicans. But what they don't understand is the Republican Party is the Democratic Party of today. So that's the only thing I was saying.
You said the Republican is the Democratic
They,
The
they, they
Party.
made
Republican
us
Party of the
they made us
past is
switch.
the Democratic
They made us
Party of
switch.
today. The
Yeah, they made us
progressive
switch.
the Progressive Party.
What
Okay.
my issue, Greg, I'm gonna finish this and I'll get out of the way. My issue, Greg, is this. In our community, this is my issue with the current status of where we are. They presented her to us being the minority, people of color, people in Atlanta, where I am, I've heard. They presented her to us. Why is Joe Biden talking to Cardi B? Don't understand that. Why is Megan Thee Stallion dancing in Atlanta at Kamala's event? I think that's bullshit. We don't need a dog and pony show. Interest rates are through the roof. House prices are through the roof. Gas, food bills are through the roof. People are having a hard time living. I don't give a damn about Megan dancing.
But I think, Trav, I think they are at that
Trying
point.
to
I
appeal
think it's
to a younger
about
audience.
what's going on today. What's going on with the celebrities today, and those people are relevant. And so if those people, black people, are relevant in that situation and they go do that, that's going to get the hype. Now, I will say this. I'm not big on politics. I'm really, really not. I'm just here. Let me tell you why we have two candidates, Trump and Kamala. Is that how I pronounce her name? Because I will butcher it because of everybody butchering it. But I say Kamala. Is it Kamala or Kamala?
I
Kamala.
thought
I
it was
would say Kamala, but
Kamala.
it's what it is.
Kamala?
Kamala.
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 Okay. Well, she's hanging in my house because let me tell you one thing. I will say she is she's a strong woman.
She's a woman. Say what
That
it is. She's a woman.
hold on. She's a strong woman. She's a prosecutor. She
She's a woman.
she is knowledgeable.
She's a woman.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Trav.
Did
Listen.
you have a picture of Sailor Palin in your house?
Listen. What I'm saying is she is running.
She's a
How many
woman.
women besides Hillary Clinton have ran for president? How many
Shirley Chisholm. Shirley Chisholm.
uh-huh.
Um, Sarah Palin.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to run for vice president. Kamala.
No, how
Here's
many
my thing.
people have fought for presidency?
Shirley Chisholm is and
Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton.
Hillary.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hillary
so now
Clinton.
there's three, right? There's three, right?
Let me ask you a question, Nick.
Wait, hold on,
Nick,
Trav. Hold on.
would
Let me
she have
finish.
won a
Let me
primary?
let me finish. It's not about
Okay.
man or woman. It's about knowledge. When I see Trump, a lot of people say he is very good at business and business minded, but this is a man that had filed bankruptcy several times. He had the thing about him, I would listen to him if he didn't have a fucked up mouth. He talks so much shit and is he is the type of guy that will sabotage our country because of his fucking mouth.
I'm listen, I'm not 100% a fan of the man at all. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not.
Mhm,
I'm not. I'm not a
mhm.
fan of a lot of things that he's done. But here's my catch. I look at things for what they were and what they are and what they have been. She was presented to us. She would have never got the nominee if the Democratic Party didn't hand it to her. She
Do
would have never got that.
do you believe that, Greg?
No, I disagree because when you look at her qualifications, out of all the people who could have ran, she is the most qualified candidate. Um, in fact, because of her history and the things she's done, she is probably the most qualified person we've had in a very long time run for
You
the.
think she's more qualified than Miss Clinton?
Oh yeah,
Oh hell no. No sir.
and I'm gonna tell you
No
why.
sir.
Let me tell you
No
why.
sir.
Let me tell you why she's more qualified because she's come from the very bottom to where she was, meaning when she started as a prosecutor first, right? So she won that election. So every election that she has been in, she's won. So she won that election. Then she went to district attorney, right? She won that election, right? Then she went to um, 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 the next step up. She won that. Then she went to senator. She won that. Then she went to vice president, where she was, given that position because of what Joe Biden liked about her. So I'm
She's
saying
giving okay, I'm gonna let you
yes.
finish.
So she
Go
was
ahead.
given that position because of what Joe Biden saw in her as far as the future was concerned. So he chose her. He could have chose anybody,
Mhm.
but he chose her, and put her in that position to where she is now. And so, everybody knows that as a vice president, you don't have much to do with policy. You don't have much to do with what is done, but what you are supposed to do is be prepared for the if anything happens to the president, then you're qualified to step in and take the president's place. That's what a vice president does. That's what all vice presidents
But
have.
let me step in real quick.
Mhm.
Greg, being okay, this is a issue that I had in the past before the knowledge that I read and everything else. So as a young buck to voting, and we got President Biden, who was, he's an elder,
Mhm.
and people were bashing him because he's an elder. But then you see, where is she when he fell? Where is she when things were happening to him, or where was she when things were blasting him? Because at the end of the day, like, I've never seen, I'm not into politics, so I'm just asking. So when Biden, I mean not Biden, when Obama was president, Biden was by his side at all times. Wherever there was Obama, there was Biden. So where was Kamala when Biden was president and hurting and getting flat? Where was she in that point?
Oh, I believe that she was there because, like I said, as vice president, you're supposed to be there and be ready if something happens. You're supposed to be prepared and do your due diligence to be prepared. So like I know a lot of people don't like her because she was basically handed the role because it was late in the game when the Democratic Party decided that Joe Biden was going to step down. So she was handed the role.
Mhm.
But I think that she is qualified for the role when you look at her qualifications and
What are her qualifications?
all the positions that she's held up until being vice president.
Okay.
And then even as vice president, her qualifications of, you have to know law. And the only way you know law is if you're a lawyer, is if you're a prosecutor, if you're a district attorney, if you're a senator. Those things help to prepare you to
Can I ask
be,
you a question, Greg?
yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is this: what about those private rooms and private meetings from those other countries where those men do not deal with women? What are we gonna do about that?
I, I think that that is something that's absolutely not factual because in the world, one of the strongest women in the world never went to war. She was never touched. She was never even tested to a point of them thinking that she would do nothing more than what she was supposed to do. And so,
So, so
her
you, so
her
we're
stepping.
we're advocating for a person that's never been pressure tested and never went to war and
Oh,
been guided by men.
okay. So let me explain
Well,
it
I'm
like
listening.
let me explain it like this. When um when Joe Biden when her being a district attorney and all the things that she went through, right?
Greg, I can only see the tip of your head. Put your phone up.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
with her going through all the tests that she went beforehand, she learned to deal with government officials and things like that, right? So now as vice president, she's in those war rooms with Biden. She's in those meetings with Biden. She's there. Even though she's not shown in pictures and things like that, she's there.
But
Okay.
that's why that
Wait,
that's
let me
why people need to see.
yeah, but let me
Go ahead.
finish.
Go ahead.
So, you got to be tough. If you was a district attorney in Oakland, California, you had to be tough. If to hold the position of vice president, you have to be tough, and you have to be able to make tough decisions. Like when Trump came into office, he had no political experience, right? So he had to be guided by those people who were underneath him to say, this is what we think you should do, or this is what we think you shouldn't do. Um, but Donald Trump, he floats by his own boat. And so he didn't really listen to people. He just made his own decisions on what he was going to do. Right or wrong, he made the decisions. And a lot of times he made some bad decisions because remember when they had the G7 meeting and the world meeting when all the leaders of the countries all across the world were there and they was mocking Donald Trump and laughing at Donald Trump. It's like they made a mockery of our country because of Donald Trump's lack of knowledge and understanding. So they were laughing at it. You know, it was almost an embarrassment to our country. I don't think that they could
What other
continue
country?
that same
What
thing.
other country? What other country? Because I don't know. I want
Okay.
to know in depth. What other country has a woman that we send off as?
Um, I think it was China just elected a woman president, or Taiwan just elected a woman president. England has had a woman president. Um, India had a woman president. There are a lot of countries that have had women presidents before her, so she's not the first.
And let me ask you this, Trev,
And
do you feel like people won't vote for Kamala because she's a woman?
I'm gonna tell you straight up, and this is the absolute truth. Men are not gonna go in there and press her name, and those white women are not gonna go in there and press her name. They're not gonna do it. Not by you're gonna have some, but by the mass, they're not gonna do it. And I'm gonna say that to why I say that. And it goes back to a lot of different things that I see me personally. You'll have black women that are on the board because they identify with her, that are excited about her to see a woman sit in that seat. It might
Mhm.
be true. But by the mass, a lot of people will say one thing. Those white women are not going to go in and vote for her. I don't care what anybody else says.
It's not
I
about the
would do
white
not.
woman. What about the white man?
He's not going to vote for her
What
either.
about
He's
just
not going to do it.
men? What about men
Men,
in
men,
general? It
men,
don't have
and
to be a
men,
race. You're pulling a race
men.
card.
No, I'm making it specific to race because I want you to know deep down in the pit of someone's stomach, that white boy is not gonna vote for her. That black man, he out of some, but by the mass, he's not. And that white woman is not gonna vote for her. Now on the
well,
other side, I can't speak for any other, but I
so
know they're not. They
if
vote with their husbands.
if I go down the list of women presidents or head of states or prime ministers, all those people, as far as women are concerned, there are a lot of them. There's
I don't
India,
know very many of
Israel, Argentina, Central African Republic, the
them.
United
Superpower,
Kingdom, Portugal, Bolivia,
superpower
Iceland,
countries that send women as their leaders. I would like to know.
yeah, Norway, China, all these countries have had women presidents. The Philippines, all of them. Pakistan, Haiti, Lithuania, East Germany, Ireland, France, Poland, Turkey, Canada, all these
Okay,
people have women.
let me ask you this. Okay, for someone that doesn't vote or that is new to voting, would you stir them in the way that you view who to vote for, or would you tell them to
I would tell them to go do
read?
their research.
Huh?
I would tell them to go do their research.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say the same thing, but I would also say, what do you want for the future of this country? Meaning not just personally for yourself, but for everyone in the country. Because when you look at,
But how do you know who gives the right answer with that? How
okay,
do you know?
well, what I'm saying is when you look at policy and their policies of what, like Kamala, she doesn't have a lot of policies because she hasn't been president. Um, Trump has had policies, but his policies, in my opinion, um, don't meet what I would like to see for our country. Like, I don't want our country to be $8.8 trillion in debt. When he was president, we were $8.8 trillion in debt under his presidency. His first 4 years, his first 2 years, we were 4.4 trillion under in debt. 4.4 trillion in debt his first 2 years. And that was really under the President Obama economy. So he not only came in with a good economy, but he trashed the economy and put us 4.4 million in debt. Then the last 2 years, of course, we had COVID.
Right.
So
Why
we
can
went
we
in
only
debt
see your
again.
head?
I'm sorry, because then we only had COVID, and we went another $4.4 trillion in debt under Trump. And then I look at the rhetoric of the things other people say, like how hostile people were towards each other, because when he was in presidency, a lot of people felt they had a right to do things. They had a right to say this. They had a right to
Absolutely.
treat people the way they wanted to treat people,
Hmm.
even
Yep.
when it was wrong.
Let me
Um,
ask you a question.
wait,
I
It,
feel like
I'm
that.
gonna really let me get to it. Then I
uh,
want to say morally, the moral compass. How can I feel good about voting for a man who, and I'm gonna be straight up with y'all, who physically assaulted a 13-year-old girl? How can I vote for that? A 13-year-old girl that he physically assaulted, sexualized, and just did what he wanted to her.
but let
Right?
me ask you a question. Did he
Presence.
did he admit that, or is that something that was thrown out in social media?
No, no, this is not a social media thing. This is something you can look up. Southern in the Southern District of New York, the case came 9/9/18 or 9/29 of 2016. He had a case filed against him in the Southern District of New York,
Hmm.
um, where the girl explained that she had been going to these parties that she was invited to as a 13-year-old.
Was it a Diddy party? Okay, let me
Uh,
stop. Okay,
yes, yeah.
stop.
So what was happening at these parties were they were promising her a modeling career, and she thought that this was the way to get it.
Let
But
me ask you a question, Greg. I'm
yeah,
gonna cut you off, bro.
yeah,
Where was her parents at?
that I don't know. But
See,
what I do
that's
know
my
is
issue. That's my issue
she was
with that.
13. She was
She shouldn't
13.
have been there. I know she shouldn't have been. She shouldn't have been there. It shouldn't have happened to her. But who's promising a 13-year-old a modeling career? Where are your parents?
Yeah, yeah, and that's exactly true. I mean, the parents should have known something. But how many people that we know or know of who had kids that did stuff that we didn't know they did? We've all been in that situation
Everybody.
where, yeah, where we did something that our parents didn't know we did. But in
But
her situation, she got sodomized and the
let
whole
me ask you
nine,
this.
and it's all on record.
Let me ask you this. In today's world, and let's say you have, well, I mean, we all have kids, except
Yeah,
Tootie, you got your niece.
Yeah.
What would you tell her, and you guys, what would you tell your kids how to vote? Like, it's not about who is right and who is wrong with the election that's going on right now. Because a
Right.
lot of the times these people are looking like if it was more towards um I see a lot of angry people on my news feed in Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, and I see a lot of angry people, and then I see black folks voting for Trump, and people are pissed off about it that they're voting for him. But I see at the end of the day, and then I
I,
see, hold on, hold
go
on,
ahead.
and
Go ahead.
they pissed off. But then I see a lot of black folks that don't know anything about voting, and they don't want to vote for a woman. So it's like the 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 two birds and one feather. How do you dictate to the children today on how to vote and where do they read? It's not about the social media. We need to get that out right now. It's not about social media.
Let me say this, Nick. Black people are so offended by shit that don't matter. It's just comical to me, especially in the South. No,
But you one of them because you just said a woman.
I'm not. No, 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 no. I said a woman. No, a woman can't lead me nowhere but the bedroom. So I don't know what the fuck
Right.
that
So
is.
if a woman
Travis,
vote,
just
so if
I'm
a
just keeping it
woman,
1,000. I'm not
no,
gonna
that's what
sugar.
I'm
I'm just
saying.
I'm not
saying,
So
gonna.
I'm
I'm
trying
not
not
gonna
to cut
curve
your
my
ass off.
tongue. Wait. Stop. Let me finish what I'm
go
saying.
ahead.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
gonna curve my tongue to make anybody feel good when it comes to that. A woman cannot lead me. As men, we are here to protect you all. You're not here to protect us. You cannot run, jump, do anything at the level of a man. I'm sorry. I know
That-
y'all want to feel
That's a
good.
motherfucking lie.
You
But go
can't.
ahead.
Okay, so let's go back. Since you said that, your hand strength is not as ours. You cannot run as fast as we can. You're not as strong as we are in any factor. A man that was the
But our
number
financial can crush you.
financial what? You can't even be a hoe without without a man.
That's a lie. That's a
You
whole
can't
fucking
be a
lie.
hoe without a man.
That's a
Yeah,
whole
you
fucking
can.
lie.
You cannot be a sufficient trick down dirty hoe without a man.
Why you gotta be a dirty hoe? And why you gotta be a trick? Okay,
I'm just
listen,
using that
Trav,
as
what I'm trying to explain to you is
I know y'all want
women,
good Kool-Aid.
listen, women have man jobs who they used to
Do
call
what?
man
At
jobs.
what percentage? I'm not talking about
Let me
the
finish.
give me the
Let me finish.
minority.
Let me
But
finish. Then you have Trump talking about black jobs
I,
who
take him out. He's an
let me
idiot.
finish. Let me
He's an
finish.
idiot.
But you finna vote for him, so
I'm
yeah,
Oh,
not
let
vote
me
him
voting
in
for
finish.
position.
him. I'm not gonna vote at all.
Your vote
You
matters.
still choosing.
I didn't say it didn't matter. I'm not voting for him.
Vote for the green people. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, y'all. Truth be told, like women are women use their strength as men when it comes to jobs and financial.
What can you do that a man
Jobs
can
and financial, women do
do?
because
What?
women have the same advocates as men now.
They don't do them.
What do you mean they don't do them?
80, I can go down the list from an 80 to 30 percentile. When it comes to jobs that go into physical labor, women do not do the jobs.
That's a whole lie.
Okay. You want to dispute with something that I have facts on.
Okay, what's your facts? Women,
80% of
wait.
plumbers,
Women
80% of
can't do.
plumbers,
Hold on.
80. I didn't say
You're
you
telling
can't. They
me, you're
don't.
telling me that a lot of women can't do
I said
labor.
don't.
Okay, a
They
lot of women
don't.
don't do labor jobs, man
They
jobs,
don't.
labor. Okay.
They don't.
But what about the brains? What about the women that do the surgeons? What about the women that do the brain surgeries, the dentistry, the business ownership, the business banking, the business minded, the
And you
like
think and you think it's still more women that do those jobs than men.
I think I didn't say it was more than. I said
I'm doing the
I never
numbers. I
said there
know
was
we're gonna
more than. What I did say is that there are women out there that do that.
I agree. I
And
agree.
so a lot of men get offended when women have that type of caliber. Let's say Trav, let me give you an example. So you are a provider, you work, you do this, you do that. So let's say you meet a judge
Right.
who makes 300,000 a year
Okay.
and you guys start dating.
Right.
Would you be offended? Would you be feeling
Let me ask
neglected?
you a question. What's intimidating or offensive about a woman?
More
I
money.
gotta
More
ask
money
that
they make.
question
More
because I
money
hear
they
women.
make. More money they make.
I don't give a fuck about your money.
Okay. So that's my point.
Yeah, I agree with him on that.
So
For
that's my
men and for
point.
us, it's not about how much
We don't
money
care
one will
about
make.
that.
It's about, the makeup. It's about the building of something together. It's about, making decisions, and him being the head of that household is
So
what's more important
how do
for
you
women.
build together if you're jealous of your mate?
What? Look,
But
ladies. Let me.
there's a difference
No, no,
between a
there's
man.
people
Greg.
out
Let me
there.
say this. Greg. Let me
No,
say this,
there's
please.
people out there. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
How, as a man, if your wife is that caliber, how do you build together if you are jealous of your mate or envy of your mate?
Um, I gotta say this. I hear women say this song, this song,
We're on a
and
whole different topic, but go ahead.
no. But I hear women, they're saying this song and they're saying it over and over. He's intimidated. He's jealous. He's that. No, he wants you to stop fucking acting like a man. You're not a man.
How
You're
can he?
not a man. Wait. I don't
Mm.
give a shit who you tell what to do at your job. You don't tell me what to do. I don't
How
know
the
where.
fuck can she stop acting like a man if he ain't providing?
What do you
Well,
mean?
well, that's yeah, that's different right there. So when you say providing, Nick,
Yeah.
for a man, and Trav, you can tell me if I'm wrong or right, if I'm wrong about it. For a man, us providing is we're providing what we need and what's the necessity for the household. Now, if it's something outside of that necessity and a woman wants, it's not his job to provide things that are not out of that realm. For instance, like if a woman says, I want to go on vacation, every 3 months, and if you can't do that, then you can't be my man. Most men are gonna turn away from her. They be like, I don't
And
give a
they
shit. What
should.
I don't
And
give a
they
shit about
should.
what
That's
you're talking
Fantasy
about
Island.
And they
because
should.
yeah,
And
they
Greg,
living in
Greg,
a fantasy.
Greg, I'm glad you said that, man.
And and truth be told, that is so real.
Right.
Because if house ain't taken care of, if home ain't taken care of, you shouldn't be traveling, period.
Yeah.
But
So most men don't care about how much money the woman makes. They just want to make sure that the household is taken care of. They want to make sure that the grass is cut, that the roof ain't falling in. They want to make sure the cars is running right. They want to make sure that those things are happening, the necessities of life, and then making sure that everything else comes together. But if a woman makes, you know, 3 times more than that man, most of the time the men don't give a damn. Am I wrong or right about that, Trav?
They
I
may
mean,
they may not give a damn, but if you guys want to be the protector and the provider,
what does
But
protecting
money
and
doesn't have
providing
anything to
for
do
you
with
have
protecting.
to
Yeah,
do with that?
the
Okay,
money has
let me
everything.
answer that.
The money
Okay,
has
I'm gonna
everything to
say
do
this.
with that. Go ahead,
It's
Tootie.
not even about okay, just okay. So if a woman has a man that she has to take care of financially, men don't give a shit about money. Women do. Why? Because in a woman's mind, anything that I'm paying for and I'm taking care of, yeah, that's what they do for their children. So she doesn't necessarily not respect you, but she doesn't respect you the way you would probably want her to if she feels like she's taking care of you because yeah,
well, but
you're
we're not saying the man that she has to take care of. We're just saying it in an instance of if a woman makes, like Nick just said, 300,000 a year, for instance,
mhm.
and say the man makes 100,000, so she makes 2 times more than what he makes. He's
Okay.
not caring about her making $300,000. He's not caring about that.
No, but that's the
He wants to
problem.
make sure.
See,
He wants
but
to make sure. He wants to make sure that her oils is changed on the car.
the
He
problem
wants to
is,
make sure
Greg,
that the roof is not falling in on their house. He wants to make sure that you know the camera alarm system is working out and everybody is safe.
and
He's not
he
caring about how much money she makes.
and truth be told, that's real. That's so real with men.
Yeah,
But women care.
yeah.
Yeah, you
And
care.
and
You
I'm
care.
no no
You
no.
care.
I'm listen. Women are the type of people that if I'm doing this and you're doing this, even though I make more, let's set a goal. Let's set a financial goal and put it in an account
Nick,
and let's both be accountable for that.
Nick, let me say this. I hear what you're saying, but I need you to know this finite truth about men. What you all are attracted to and what we're attracted to are two completely different things. You all, no matter how much money, you have women that say, no
Trav,
matter,
have you ever been with somebody who has made less than you? I mean, have made more than you?
yes, yes.
And have y'all worked it out?
What do you mean worked it out?
Are y'all together?
But most women don't like the way I am, so it's not gonna work with.
Well,
I'm
you're too pretty for
It's
women.
an acquired. Face, long fingernails,
You're
and
too.
pinky
This
rings and
nigga is
shit,
too
drinking from
confident,
mason jars.
cocky with the pinky. With the pinky, you're too
And his
pretty.
mason jar.
Right.
MC Brains looking at it.
So real
Greg,
Everybody.
talk.
don't laugh at that dumb shit. Don't
Hey
laugh at
man,
that dumb
I'm
shit,
laughing
Greg.
because
You
you
do look like
laughing.
MC Brains.
I'm
Yeah, it
laughing
ain't
because you
lying on you.
laughing.
You
Greg,
might do
don't he look like
ever.
MC Braids? That's what we
Don't
call
laugh at that
MC
dumb shit,
Braids.
Greg.
Everybody's talking about MC Brains.
Here's
Like, truth be told,
the,
like real talk,
but,
Trav.
but
Like,
but but the reason is, I'm just saying, what me and Greg are saying is this. I hear y'all, and yes, if let's say a lady made 3 times more than I did, I'm still not. I'm not the type of guy that's just not gonna work out with you. Just me just going along because she makes this money and I gotta go along and I gotta say I'm not gonna do what you tell me to do. I'm not that type of guy.
It's not
but
going to happen.
women don't care.
It's not
Women
going to
are
happen.
nurturers. Women don't care about.
So go make some fucking chocolate chip cookies and leave me alone.
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
so when I make my chocolate chip cookies, are you going to take care of a bill? Because I
I
spent
got
the
all
last
that.
look,
I
because I
got it.
spent my
I got it.
last on that chocolate chip cookies to make you happy. So are you going to take care of this water
Like
bill?
like I asked the lady one time. She was talking about this and this, and I said, my simple thing is, can you fight? Can you
Can
fight?
you fight?
And you what?
Can Tootie? Can you fight?
Hell yeah.
No, you cannot. You are doing a bun.
Lies,
You are
lies,
putting a
lies.
bun on top of your head right now.
I am.
You're not
But Tootie
But
can
my
still
protecting.
fight.
reality, okay, wait a minute. So Trav, wait, let me say this. Just hear me out. You asked could I fight?
No,
You didn't say who first.
nobody.
No, just hear me out. Allow me to finish. I didn't know that you meant can I fight a man? You just said can you fight? And I'm like, hell yeah, because I ain't gonna take no ass whoop. So
Right.
you didn't say who. You said can you fight? Yes, my answer is absolutely.
No, you can't.
You didn't say can you fight a man?
Tootie, you make magistrate in the kitchen. Keep that.
Travis,
Keep
hear me say this.
Okay, y'all.
Here it is. My brother will tell you, all shit aside, I done beat up more niggas than I have bitches. And I
them
don't,
niggas
because I'm not
and them
playing with
niggas
y'all.
set out. And if
I
you
don't
beat
go
somebody
for
up,
fighting,
you,
but I'm
Tootie,
not finna take no ass whoop.
whoever you beat up was not a man. He sat down when he peed, so he might have been a
He
woman as well.
probably
Playing with you
did,
with
but
the
guess
sit down
what?
and
He
pee.
found out about Tootie.
hey,
Okay, y'all. I don't mean to get off topic. We kind of stirred away from the whole politics stuff
Okay,
because I
sorry
think
about
we could can we honestly say we all agree to disagree?
Yeah, I'm down.
We all can agree to disagree. But let me ask you one last thing when it comes to politics. If your child was in front of you and said, and your niece, and said, who should I vote for? I don't know what to do. What would you tell them?
I would say, look at what they have to offer and make a choice. Because it's not my job to sway you to pick one person or the other. It's my job to make sure you take your ass over there and use their vote. That's how I see it.
Okay.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give them all the information that I have, all of it. I mean, I'm gonna lay it out to them piece by piece, bit by bit, all the information that I have. I'm not even gonna tell them to go read something. I'm gonna tell them personally so that they know. And if we have to read it together, then we're gonna read it together so that they can make an educated decision when they walk into that booth of who they're gonna vote for. I'm gonna tell them the goods. I'm gonna tell them the bads. I'm gonna tell them the things that that they should know and what could affect their future.
But Greg, what if your information is not what they have read?
No,
How
and
would you
That,
tell
but
them
but
that's
even
when we
further than
come in.
that, what if your perspective of these two candidates
are biased?
sway them one way or the other? So in that aspect, you wouldn't be being fair. And
No,
I'm saying
I'm
that to
giving them
say,
facts though. I'm giving them facts. I'm not feeding them nothing.
but you're
Nothing.
gonna show preference to one over the other. That's what I'm saying. Just
I,
hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Mhm.
So when you tell people something or you're giving information, it's everybody does it. I'm not picking it. But if you favor one thing over another thing, you will brighten this thing up over here because you kind of got a little more favoritism toward it. It'll be subtle, but it'll still happen. So what I'm saying is, even if you are using facts, it could be a voice inflection that makes that whole thing change.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, what
Voice
in all
inflection.
fairness, if you gave them information to read, let them pick, you did your job.
Yeah.
And give
And they
them
can come to you and
factual
ask questions if they have them.
Yeah.
and
So
give
so the,
them and give factual information. Tell them where to go, not the internet, because the internet ain't shit. The internet will strive you to different areas.
Every time.
So
you go
literally
you
give
go
them
to the
information.
White House websites, you go to you go to the Department of Labor websites, you go to the sites like that will show them exactly what's going on. Like for instance, this is something that I don't know if you guys know or not. Um, over the last 35 years, when we're speaking about job creation, over the last 35 years, right? How many jobs do you think Republican presidents have created over the last 35 years? Just take a guess of
What, 2 million, 200 million? I don't know.
over the last 35 years though. How many you think?
But where are you getting your factual information?
I'm gonna give it to you in a second. Just what do y'all think? What do you think, Trav? Republican presidents, how many jobs have they created over the last 35 years?
Hmm.
What's the
35
low
years.
and the high?
Okay, so let's say
35
between
years, that means you would go back. That
Between
would go
what?
back to Reagan, right? That
yeah,
put you
so
back
that's
to Reagan.
yeah, that goes back before
Between
even
what
before
and
Reagan.
what? Give
So
it.
between let's say between 50 million and low number between 1 and 50 million. Between 1 and 50 million over the last 35 years.
Yeah.
I say three. I don't know, 3 million.
3 million. Okay. What you think, Trav?
Because I got a different tape on the president, so I wouldn't know because I think they're just figureheads. But that's my personal opinion.
Okay. So now when you think about Democratic presidents, give me that same number. What do you think?
I couldn't tell you.
What do
About
you think,
40,
Caleb?
40 million.
Okay. Okay. So over the last 35 years, um, Republican presidents have created 1.3 million jobs over the last 35 years.
Okay.
Democratic presidents have created 50.2 million.
Exactly.
But
Because
where
Clinton ran the shit out this country. I vote
So,
Clinton ass
so
back up here in a heartbeat.
over the
Clinton is
last
my guy.
so
Clinton
over the
is
last
my
35 years.
guy.
So
Arkansas.
when
I
I
vote his ass right back in there.
For real. Fuck
so when I
Monica
say that,
Lewinsky. I'm all about Clinton because we didn't have no deficit. I'm just
He
yeah.
saying.
worked hard.
California,
He should have got some head. He was a
So
hard working man.
he sure the fuck was. Bill, where
Now
are
I'm
you?
done. I'm through.
so
Okay.
So
when
again, ladies, you just heard it.
when I say that, I'm only saying that to say some things people don't know when they think about jobs or when they think about gas prices or when they think about your grocery prices. Some things we don't
Shit.
know. Like I didn't know that.
They're
Like
trying to say that Democrats made our gas prices the way they are.
right. Like I didn't know that the difference was 50 to 1 as far as Republican
I
and
see
Democrat
your head still. Just
president.
the tip of
I
your head.
mean, I didn't know. I had no idea. But what happened was when I was listening to Bill Clinton when he was speaking at the Democratic convention, he made that point. So I went and looked it up and I was like, oh shit, he was right. It's 50 to 1 over the last 35 years.
Okay.
That that messed me up because I
Look,
didn't
y'all.
think it was.
I swore I was not going to do no politics on our podcast, but I did this podcast to get opinions because people really need to research and really vote.
Yeah.
Like, look into what you got ballots, you got magazine, I call it a magazine, but the whole thing in the mail, read on each candidate and make your vote. The one thing I will say about Trump is his mouth messes him up. Period. His mouth. I can't tell you if he is no. I can't even tell you that. I will say read, research, listen if you got videos, the little what is it called? What is it called? Audio. The little audio.
Audiobooks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Read on everything that is presented to you. Don't go by social media. Do not go by what your friends are doing. Do not go by what your family's doing. Read yourself. Pay attention and vote for your own personal thing, for
Yeah.
your own personal reasons. Don't listen to, oh, I'm gonna vote for him because my dad or my mom votes for him. I'm gonna vote for her because she's black. I'm gonna vote for her because my sisters and my cousins. Don't do that.
I'm gonna
Read
I'm gonna
and
tell y'all
learn
something.
and listen.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. When I first saw that Kamala was running, or she's gonna be in the running for the presidency, I was like, I don't know about that because it's just, some people that I know, the first thing they said was she gonna lock everybody up like she did in California. She locked, hundreds and thousands of people up in California when she was prosecutor. I went back and researched that and found out that that was a lie. That the people total, that
Well,
the total was
that
45 people. And what she did, even when she did those 45 people, there was a program in California that she enacted that allowed people to go through a program. If they went through the program successfully, they wiped their record clean.
and that is something, Greg. I'm gonna tell you to talk to cousin Jay because he's from the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all he knows. And I won't say he's a Trump fan, but he will not vote for Kamala.
Yeah,
Oh.
because of that
So
misconception. I really
because
thought
people don't know
until I looked at it.
and
You know,
at
she had a program that was, you know, wiping people's record off. All they had to do was go through the program and it would expunge their record. And it was only 45 people.
And see, my whole thing with that was if she was a terrible prosecutor, they'd have something to say about that. So she damned if she do, damned if she don't.
Right.
You good at your job? Oh, well, you hate black people. You bad at your job? Well, she ain't nothing but an old raggedy black person. So you just can't, she can't
Well,
win.
she's not. She's not. She's not. She's
listen,
not.
at the end of the day, it ain't about the president.
She's
It's
not black.
the house. It's
Yeah.
about the house.
The
The
House and the Senate.
president is the face.
But what I don't understand is how the hell Trump got on the ballot. You done got convicted, ain't served a day in jail. He is the epitome of white privilege to me. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm through. I'm be quiet. See, right
Look,
there.
let me sip my
Well,
tea.
you never.
Get two. Get one for me, cause I ain't got no cup.
Um. One last
Get your
thing.
cup, bitch. You got one. You
I'm
got
just
this,
saying at my desk at the moment. I got this.
motherfucker. Find it.
My water. My water. See,
But we're
try.
not gonna end here.
No,
I
we're
love
not. I have
y'all.
one more thing to say before we conclude it. Me
Okay.
being me being from the South and all,
Change
and
the
a
language.
word, yeah, a word from my good Caucasian friends that they've taught me something that I believe in wholeheartedly. You can never take chicken shit and make it into chicken salad. It just won't happen. So do with that what you may. It
I
might
fucking hate him.
do so. I don't know, but it might.
Chicken salad.
You can never
Don't
make
talk to him.
chicken
Just
shit
hang him up. I'm sick of him.
into chicken salad. Chicken shit will never be chicken salad. I don't give a damn what you say.
Listen, ladies, he ain't talking about Trump. All right, y'all. At the end of the night, we ain't gonna stop here. We gonna stop recording. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Subscribe to Lust, Let Us Speak Truth, and we out.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Deuces.